This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. It's a sticky one. Here in Brooksville, Florida, it's extremely sticky. Let's go ahead and bring on our co-host. We're going to twist things up a little bit. Bring on the middle-aged man, John O'Hanlon. How you doing, my brother?
What's up, Papa Paul? How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. What's the weather like up there for you?
Low 80s, but humidity's a little high, so it's a little sticky. It'll get a little worse as the day goes on, but for about the next week, we're only going to have like mid 80s.
Now let's bring on Dolphin Winners. How you doing, my brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing, man?
What's up, Winners?
Hey, man, John, I can second that. It's beautiful up here. It's beautiful. Low humidity, 80. Rain, they're calling for rain on Friday. I think Friday or Saturday. But I'll take it with the low humidity. I'll take it. Trust me.
Now let me bring on our queen, Miss Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Maria.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up?
How you
What's
doing,
up?
hon?
I wish I had no humidity. It's 96 degrees and my air conditioning in my house broke yesterday.
Oh,
Oh.
So my house is 102.
oh my God.
So where are you on
I
your way
hope-
to work?
I'm on my way to work. I have a poker tournament today.
Oh, okay.
I hope you got someone coming out to fix that AC.
I have been calling him since yesterday, and he has not returned my phone calls.
Ouch.
So
Ouch.
I don't know if he's away or he just doesn't answer on the weekends. So
That's not a good AC repairman if they don't answer on the weekends.
well, unfortunately, I only rent, so I don't have any control over it. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, since you were at the game, how was the game in your eyes?
I'm going to be honest with you. Some of our rookies looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not biased, but 34, Colbert, looked freaking sick. He looked amazing. I hope he don't go down a practice squad. I could be a little biased, but they looked really, really good. I like Skylar better than White. He's the one that put the points on the board. They looked good.
Yeah. White's the one who killed my bet. If he could have just scored 6 points. 6 points is all I needed him to score.
Skylar put all the points on the board.
I mean, yeah, White though is what I'm saying. I needed White to put 6 points on the board.
I know. I understand. I really hope Skylar gets second string and not White. I think Skylar deserves it. I really do. He's brought us to a playoff game. I just think he deserves it.
He definitely looked more efficient. He definitely looked more efficient during the game. And White just looked like he was like a scared deer in headlights.
Yeah, he was all over. He was like a fish out of water.
Mm-hmm.
I really was not impressed with White. So we'll see what happens. We're only the bystanders. We're only the
Yep.
fans screaming in the stands
hmm
And paying the bills.
and paying the bills. Wilson looked amazing. He looked really, really good. So
Well, I just saw a little clip of Patrick Paul, and he was really shoving some people around.
yes. So it was a good game. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a screaming match. There was a lot of. I was upset that the stands were so empty. I mean, even though it's preseason, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I thought we had a lot more local fans than I actually think we do.
Well, these days, I think it's any of them that are so-called fans locally are looking more to reiterate on the money by selling their tickets.
I'm sorry. Don't work for
Because,
me.
I mean, it's just like the orange parking passes, trying to find them.
It's like
is
trying to find
ridiculous.
gold in a gold mine.
Well,
Yep.
and people want $200, $250, $300 for an orange parking pass.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. It's very true.
Good morning, Yola
very
Cruz. Thank you for joining us.
So, but they look good, and I'm looking forward to the season. I was excited. We got to put a lot of kids in the stands with everybody that wasn't able to make it. That sent me and Big E their tickets. So Big E put a bunch of fans in the stand. I put a bunch of fans in the stand, all because of you guys that weren't able to make it, that were able to send us your tickets. That was very, very, very generous and grateful.
Well, Maria, let people know how they can get them to you. So if there's anybody that can't make it Saturday, you can do the same thing.
Right, I put it up there again this morning because Joyce was looking for tickets again. So Joyce will send any families my way, and then I then get their emails and everything. There was a little child, and I posted it up that was screaming. It was their first game. So we put quite a few kids in the stands this weekend. So it was fun. So I put it out there too. Again, anybody that doesn't want to use their tickets, please send them my way. Send them Big E's way, and we'll get some kids into the stands.
Yeah, I gave my tickets and my parking pass to Bo Tinsley, who got them to someone local that was a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, it's fun to see the kids in the stands with their parents that they don't get to go to a game, and it's not something that either is affordable or it's not within their means at the moment. And then with the fact that school's starting right now, things are tight. So it'll be fun because the kids start school here on Monday. The game is on Saturday. It'll be a nice treat after a week of school.
Yeah.
So we had quite a few people that sent their tickets in. So that was fun.
After Keon Smith went down, we did sign Chasen Hines to the offensive line. He's a guard. He was actually a 6th-round pick that New England had in 2022. But whether he was a cap casualty or what, as John said, we don't know why he wasn't on the team. But we picked him up. He was part of the championship team at LSU in 2019, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And so we'll see if he, we all know, we've seen that we do need some work on that interior line, at least for the passing game. The running game, it seemed like did pretty good. Wouldn't you say, Maria?
Yes. I didn't know you were. I thought you were just talking to Jay. The running game.
I was.
The running game looked good. I mean, there was some nice pass. It looked good.
Well, I tell you, I didn't get to see the game either. Just going by from what I could tell through the stats and everything, Jalen Wright really was making some moves and moving that ball for him.
Yes.
And I mean, it was just. It's probably one of the few times that I went by stats more than I did watching the game. And of course, as soon as I seen, I think it was either a turnover or a fumble or something that I said, we're already 4th and out. I think it was. I said, oh, no wonder Mike White's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he even had a pick on one of his first passes.
No, Skylar had the pick.
Skylar had the pick.
Yeah. He tried to force the ball in, and it just was not a good idea. But he came right back and drove him down the field on the next drive. So
Yes. All right. I have to go into work, but before I get off, there is a committee that is formed. It's okay to put out there quick. That is formed. It's myself.
You're breaking up really bad, Maria.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I just put into boonies and sometimes it moves. Anyway, there's a committee that has been formed, and the committee is to get Richmond Webb into the Hall of Fame. In order to do that, he has to make the semifinals. We thought we had until October to do that and get him into the semifinals. We had a Zoom meeting with Dan from France, and through his looking up, we found out that actually the semifinals ends in September.
Okay.
So Richmond was on the Zoom with us. So we are actually in the process of putting an event together for the Wednesday night in between the home opener and the Bills game. Richmond will come in. We're looking to make it a game night where we have all different games. We were able to secure the hotel for them to do that as our home hotel. For all of our home games, they will give us a promo code for a reduced rate. So we're looking at doing this event at that location in their lobby, which is like a bar type lounge, and having all kinds of games. So you could walk around and play Jenga, dominoes.
Okay. Real quick, Maria. Wednesday night, we also have a show that we start at 8:00 now. Would that help out?
We could go live from there. Yeah, we could go live right from there. Yes. Richmond will be there. He said he will come in for the event. He will do signings and everything for us. We'll do raffles. We're having t-shirts made. Once we get everything finalized, I'll get it out there to everybody. We can go live right from the hotel.
And get Richmond on the show as well to talk about what it means to him as being Hall of Fame, and we'll all say what it means to us.
Yeah, exactly. What it means to us on getting him in. So we're looking to get some other alumni there with him as well. Once I have all of the information, we will get that out there.
Oh, that sounds great, Maria.
Thank you, Maria. I mean, I'm excited just by being a part of this, and it makes my feelings and countdown to come seeing you guys even more special, to even know that this has been organized on top of the thing that we're doing at Shenanigans Friday night also. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are listening, if you're going to be in the area, it's going to be a celebration, and you guys don't want to miss it. And you never know, you might be on the podcast along with us.
Exactly. So We're working out the final details with that. The hotel is on board. It'll be a fun night. It'll be a fun game night and everything. We were looking at doing something else, and then we thought this would be a lot more fun.
Okay.
So you could hang out in your bathing suit, go in the jacuzzi, play games, get autographs. It'll just be a fun night of all the fans being together.
Might see if we can get the flag to fly up on the hotel. That would be nice.
We can see about getting some flags in the parking lots under our car tires.
That
I
sounds
have.
good.
Yeah, most definitely. And my truck should all be ready for that too. So
Perfect. So get your hotels booked. If you don't have the information, text me over and I'll send you the hotel information. We're trying to get as many fans staying in the hotel as possible. They are redoing the hotel and it'll be done by September, they told me.
All right.
So
I already
it will be a
have
Marriott. Yep.
we already have our room booked, Saul.
Yep.
Perfect.
There you go.
Awesome. Very good. Alrighty. Let me go into
You-
work and get this fundraiser up and running.
Take
You
care,
have a
Maria.
blessed
Please
night.
go thumbs up, Maria.
Fins up, Maria.
Fins up. Fins up.
You have a blessed day, Mama.
Okay, doke. Talk to you later.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So if anybody out there listening and you need more information, go to Maria Caraballo or East 12 Tailgaters. I'm sure Papa Paul, myself, winners will be putting stuff up as well. So if you're friends with us on Facebook or Twitter or anything, you'll be able to find the information for what's going on for Richmond Webb and any other things that we got going on. We're always posted. So keep a lookout for that stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
That's going to be a great show for us as well.
Right.
You know, not only being, and we know it's going to go more than an hour, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Not only being able to have Richmond Webb and any other alumni on there, but to discuss why we feel Richmond Webb should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, to me, he was the king of the O-line.
Yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he made the all-decade team. He was an all-pro and all, everything. I mean, how he's not in the Hall of Fame it's just beyond
I'm
me.
sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because Stahl popped up, and just the way the beard is, I saw a glimpse of Richmond Webb at first. I'm like, what the hell?
That's funny.
Because, you know, Richmond's got that great goatee going
know.
on.
I know.
Just all I see, you popped up like that. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I got done eating. I didn't want to be on here eating. I don't think you guys wanted to watch me eat, so I was starving.
Well, I've been up because we have the puppies individualized kennels now, so I've been up since early. Kelly didn't like being by herself, even though she's right next to her siblings. But yeah, it's going to be a great week that week. My wife and I are going down to the Washington game this week.
Nice.
That's going to be a good watch, and it's funny. I'm sorry, reading real quick. Let me read it out loud here. Scotty Paul, would you mind a recommendation for a Patrick Paul analysis from another channel? I just found the channel and thought it was excellent. I don't mind a recommendation from any other channels. Other channels are great to talk with. You know, we're not the only channel out there. You need to listen to all the Dolphins channels, really, because everyone's going to be a little bit different and everyone's going to have their own views.
Absolutely.
jump on here, Scotty. Paul, did you drop the link?
I'll do it right now.
Yeah. As far as the O-line, we were talking about the O-line. I mean, you know, I thought run blocking they did fairly well. You know,
Yes.
you know, B minus.
Sharif.
Pass blocking was a little worse. Yeah, I'd give him a C minus. First couple series, I think they were a little shaky, and then they kind of got it together after that. So,
Good
Right.
morning, Sharif. Yeah, and just going by stats, I don't know a whole lot. But I liked what I seen. I liked the fact of how we came out and we started out in the lead and we never let it go. You know, so well, we didn't start out in the lead, or yeah, we did. We started out 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah,
I think we were down 7-3.
yeah.
Then we were up 10-7.
Because Sanders nailed a 58-yard field goal, and it had room.
Oh, it had plenty of room.
It had plenty of room. That's why I was like, damn. I say this, he could have kicked that from maybe 61 or 62 from where and it was comfortable too.
I was actually the way that when they replayed how it went through the uprights, I'm like, he could have hit that from 65. Now,
Probably, I agree.
The angle is different because you're farther away, so it would have been lower, but he had a ton of leg on that one.
Good morning, Hooked Up Joe and Ryan AP, Jack Siegel.
Good morning, everybody.
Scotty was saying the other one is called the Football Scout. It was released yesterday, and it was a terrific breakdown. Well, any of you guys are more than welcome to join us up on the panel, talk about anything football you want. We do get personal once in a while, but if you haven't heard, it's going to be a wonderful first week of football for Miami Dolphins in Miami Hard Rock Stadium and all around.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on starting on Saturday. Before the Sunday game, you have a beach gathering with TPP, but Wednesday you got the hotel, the Marriott. It's by Marriott. Forget the name of the hotel, but
yeah, me too.
I'll find it real quick here in a second. But at the hotel Wednesday night, we're having a big gathering supporting Richmond Webb. Richmond Webb will be there in order to support him to get him into the Hall of Fame. Then Thursday night football against Buffalo, and then Friday night at Shenanigans, a gathering again.
Definitely shout out to Michael Winters. I seen Michael Winters and the crew before the game on Friday on the what is that, Channel 9 on Miss Pam's stream. Definitely shout out to them, and shout out to all the Miami Dolphin fans that are diehard Dolphin fans through and through. We appreciate you. I love seeing the folks. I love seeing my folks on television when I can sit there and say, I know that person, or I talk to that person on a regular basis, and it's beautiful because it's Miami Dolphin family.
Scotty, the party's all in Florida. Wednesday night, it's going to be at the Maritime Hotel, Fort Lauderdale. It's a Marriott hotel. They've recently just acquired it, but it's the Maritime Hotel, Fort Lauderdale. Wednesday night, we'll be going basically all night, probably, without knowing us. Especially the way some of us party.
Yes.
Thursday night, we had the Buffalo game. We had the Buffalo game Thursday night, and then Friday Shenanigans in Dania Beach area. We have a big party Friday night. And this is all in Florida, all in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. Come down, join us. You want any more information, message me. I'll do the best I can to get you all the information you need. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, we got Washington coming up, gentlemen, this Saturday coming up.
Yeah.
And that should be a very interesting game. Our starters should be playing that game probably probably a quarter.
At the most a quarter, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. So just to sit there, I would expect basic based offense, base defense. They might throw a bomb or two here and there if the opportunity presents itself. Definitely look out for the mix and matching of offensive linemen. See what combinations that they're going to throw out there. That's something that I really want to look forward to. To see if the chemistry with our running game, because I would love to see Wright with the first squad. It's no disrespect to A-Chain or Mostert. I would love to see what Wright could do with the first squad, because if he did that with the squad that we had on the field this past Friday, I'm telling you, this kid, you could tell. I know it's only one game, but you can tell he runs with conviction. He definitely runs with he's running with a purpose, and I'm like, I like that, because he would read, and then he was gone. And I'm like, oh yeah. So one thing that I paid attention to his interview earlier this year is, he says he clocks in at 22 to 23 miles an hour without being touched. So that's another speedster along with the speedsters that we have along and around this team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is for sure.
I'm excited to see what a Chan's going to look like with the 20 pounds on him. I'm excited to see what Mostert's going to bring with his veteran leadership and his record-breaking 22 touchdown year that he had last season. I'm really excited to see what these men do, because we've been complaining about the running game. We complain, and we understand how important the run is to the game. I hope that we have a core of running backs that now we can sit there and do running back committee during certain situations where we feel comfortable on a 3rd and 2 or a 4th and 1, or you know what I mean? Instead of having to think and pass right from the door, we have the capability to be able to run. So definitely, I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything. I mean, 20 pounds on a Chan was supposedly all muscle, which I'm sure that's what it was. And it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, these kids are coming in the league. They're between 20 and 22 years old on average. They're not physically done growing. I mean, they're great college players, and physically they're still getting bigger, stronger, faster until about the age of 25, and that's when they hit their peak, that 25 to 30-year mark. So, him putting on 20 pounds, it probably is all muscle, because he probably spent a lot of time in the gym in the offseason working out with trainers, with guys that understand what they're doing and how the game goes. So, yeah, I mean, he's fast. He's got good speed. Now he's added 20 pounds, take a little more of a beating, because the NFL is a beating.
I got a little bit of different question for you, John. Have you ordered stuff from FOCO before?
I have, and I will tell everybody that anything I've ordered, I've always got exactly what I ordered. So,
No, because all of a sudden, I got a refund for the Devon Achane Rookie Series bobblehead, and I was emailing them about it, and they said they're not even making it.
Wow. So they made it probably a certain amount. That's probably what happened.
Well, they from what they said is that it's not even getting made.
Well, they may not have had enough orders to make it worth it where they could make their money on it.
Yeah.
I've never ordered any of those things. I know Tom O'Gara has ordered a lot of them. He gets a lot of the bobbleheads. He pre-orders them.
And see, that's one I pre-ordered, and that because I pre-ordered that one, the Mostert record-breaking bobblehead, and then the double bobblehead of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, see, if they don't get enough orders, they may not even go into production.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly how that works.
And that, out of all of them, that's the one I really wanted. And it's not getting made. I'm like, no. I received the other two just recently in the past week. So I guess that two's better than none.
Yeah,
true. That's true.
It's just you guys know how I feel about Achane from the beginning, from the time we drafted him. I kept talking about him, and people are like, "Who? What?" And come that third game when he had that breakout game, that third game against Denver and stuff, and every game after that he played in, he did great. People are like, "Yeah," I try to tell you. Ryan AP, you have a blessed day yourself, my brother. Yeah, I can't wait to see how he's going to do this year. Hopefully everyone stays healthy, especially the people that were injured last year. I mean, we know 99.9% would say that it's not if, it's going to be when Teron Armstead gets injured. Unfortunately, I don't want to say that, but because he's a beast of a guy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a game for the tender-hearted ones.
Right.
Well, it's not even so much tender-hearted. I mean, you got to remember, these offensive and defensive linemen, these are some big guys. And they're slamming their bodies into each other. They get knocked down. They get tripped. They fall over. They roll up on somebody else. You know, your body can only take so much punishment before something gives out. And the longer you're in the league, that's why you see guys like Barry Sanders, Andrew Luck. You know, they retire in 29, 30, 31 years old because they've already taken a beating and they're thinking long-term down the road. And then you see some of these older guys that did play for 12, 15 years. You see them walking around and, you know, they got limps. They have a hard time getting up or getting down because of injuries. And
I mean, a perfect example of that, of not even an offensive lineman, but look at Dan Marino, how he walks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Dan's had bad knees his whole life. I mean, that's why he could never run. I mean, what did he run for 280 yards his entire career?
Right.
But you know, it's look at now though, Calais Campbell. He's one of the rarities as far as a defensive lineman.
Oh, sure. I mean, you have your guys who are lucky enough to stay healthy, your guys who are lucky enough to avoid injury somehow, and whether that's their DNA or just luck, you know, and then you get other guys who are great players, but they're always injured.
Like Teron Armstead.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting little thing, which I didn't know. Scotty was asking, is this the last year of the COVID year impact? The average age of rookies went up almost 1.5 years, but it's expected to drop again.
Not necessarily, because now the kids are making money off their name in college and they're able to get paid. So that's going to keep some of the kids in college. You know, if you think, or you're being told you're going to be a third rounder and you can come back next year and maybe make the first round, they might stay in college a little longer because they can still make money off of their name with the new rules.
Right.
But yes, COVID did impact that because a lot of the guys stayed an extra year because people weren't really getting to see them, you know, whether they canceled seasons or there was no people in the stands or the media coverage wasn't there because of COVID. So yeah, it might drop back down some.
He's saying, Scotty's also saying Vandenberg is having an MRI. I haven't seen any results on that yet or anything.
Scotty, jump on here, brother.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But real quick, we're going to take a quick commercial break for our brother.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Man, I just gained 10 pounds looking at the commercial, man. Damn. Gosh, everything looks delicious. Everybody check out Chef Jew. Really good guy. Really
Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area.
Yes. Diehard Miami Dolphin fan. The man cooks with a passion.
Unfortunately, he had some bad luck this summer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard, he lost his season tickets this year.
Really?
There was a foul up or something, and his rep never got back in touch with him. He was trying to make the payments and get caught up and everything, and no one ever got hold of him. He couldn't get hold of anybody, and apparently they gave his tickets to somebody else, so he lost his 10-year tenure ticket holder. Now he's supposed to be able to get his tickets back, or a set of tickets back next year and stuff. and all the money that he's paid will go towards next year, supposedly. But he'll still be at the tailgate and stuff, he says. But he says he lost his 10-year tenure, and that's BS.
It is BS.
Yeah, I mean, if they make a mistake, find them seats somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
But I look forward to seeing Chef Jew and grabbing some of his cupcakes again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very delicious.
So, well, everything he does is delicious. You know, all his Let me see.
That's fine, Scotty. Whenever you feel comfortable, brother, we'll be here. You know, I was the same way when I would sit there and be on podcast, and it took me a while to sit there and get acclimated and comfortable to jump up on a panel. So I fully understand. So whenever you feel comfortable to come up here, look, you're welcome here any given time.
Absolutely. Listen, you don't want to show your face? Black your screen out.
There you go.
Yep. Well, Hooked Up Joe's. Thank you for the compliments, Joe. As he's saying, would be great to have you up on the panel. If you haven't done it before, this is a great place to start. If you want help getting started, Joe will help you out anytime.
Thank you.
We all will. I mean, we all will. We're an easygoing panel. We're not. We just talk football. We all have our own opinions. We agree to agree. We agree to disagree, and we disagree to disagree.
Right. That's facts.
And there is a way not to show your face. I know you guys do it. I don't know how. I know, but I
No,
do
you
know
just
there's
sit
a
there
way.
and listen. All you got to do is when you come up, you just keep your cam off. You just hit the button where it says cam. Just keep it off, and then you can sit there and just boom. You can still talk.
Yep, just like that. Because who wants to look at my ugly mug?
Oh, we don't mind. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Hooked Up Joe, what's going on?
What's up, Hooked Up Joe?
See, I don't show my face very often.
You got that radio voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for the enjoyment of the other viewers, I do not show my face.
Well, maybe I should not show mine then, so they could have some enjoyment.
Yeah, I'll keep it Scotty there. Try to get him up here because, like I said, anybody that's panel worthy, it's him.
Maxine Mitchell, good morning, Maxine. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. I want to see more development, though.
South, cold 22 degrees south, boys side.
I want to see more development with that O-line. Granted, I know we're not looking at the starters and stuff, but if these guys are going to back up our starters, then they need to really be able to back them up well as well. The Church of Tuanon, how you doing? Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Did you have any thoughts about Friday's game?
What was that?
I said, Joe, any thought about Friday's game?
Yeah, I like to see all the running. I like the fact that we ran it. And I mean, just get used to running the ball. You know, no time present. Of course, I really liked Paul, and I really liked Jalen Wright going right down the middle. I think we're going to be typing that out right down the middle with WRIG.
Scotty, we'd love for you to come on and do a 53-man projection.
Absolutely. Come on, brother.
Yeah, definitely. We got a show tomorrow, and we got a show on Wednesday. So definitely either day.
Tomorrow, we're on tomorrow at 5:00, and Wednesday we're on from 8 until whenever. So
be a special guest.
Hey,
I'd be a regular guest. It'd be great.
I love 53-man projection. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has started off, Hooked Up Joe, yourself included, in seeing it and then saying, hey, I could jump on here, and then you like it, you keep coming back.
Right.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to come back. Nothing says you got to keep coming back.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just not for a person to get on and talk. Some people say I never shut up, but oh well.
The only person that says that is your wife.
That's true. She says I can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime.
My wife says the same. My wife calls me the mayor. Anytime we go out, I'm running to people, and she's like, "Can't we go anywhere?" I'm like, "No."
No, that's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Well, my wife doesn't say that. She just like, he's my social butterfly. I let him do his thing. Scotty's saying why he didn't run on 3rd and 4th pissed him off.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, there was some people talking about those.
That's there we go. Come on, Sharif. How you doing, my brother Sharif?
What's up, Sharif?
Hey, morning, fellas. Fins up. How y'all doing?
Good, brother. How are you, man?
I'm feeling great, man. I've
Cap
been
for life. Good morning.
Yeah, man. Getting the coffee ready. So, I'm excited about the young guys. I think we can put the bad depth at defensive end. I think we can also put the depth at running back. Especially the rookies reinforce that. I'm very much pleased with Patrick Paul, and I'm wondering if Chris Greer did this with Laramie Tunsil, in that if you're not getting this, you need a left guard. Just move the kid in. It really didn't matter if Laramie played guard.
Right.
It really, Albert played guard. Tackle at the time, Brandon Albert, and so Laramie was just the best player at that time. And so, seeing what Paul did on tape, and I watched it again last night, outstanding. Yes, he sometimes lanes and overcommit, and it leaves him open to get crosses for the defensive end across his face. But I'm very much pleased with how he engages, how he connects on double teams. He's ready for stunts. He knows his placement in step backs in terms of a quick rush. So I don't see him sitting for a year. I just don't. And if you know you're lacking at right guard, and Eichenberg cannot make it, I would gladly put the 6'8" guy and just stand people up and move people out of the way. So I don't know. So that leads me to say that we're set at offensive line. It just takes to move a guy who's ready to play now. Yes, he's ready to take over Armstead next year, but he's also ready to take over where something is lacking. And I don't know how you.
Scotty, welcome Scotty and Cap for life.
What's up, Scotty? Cap for life. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for coming on.
See, you're up here, no problem. Cap for life, glad you joined us. We have a little over 15 minutes left for the show today. Let's hear y'all talk some about whatever. Cap?
I personally, for me, guys, I know we're talking up Patrick Paul now, and that's one phase that I was happy with, along with Wright. And on the defensive side, we didn't have a lot of guys per se, but I think that was strategically planned by McDaniel and staff, to be honest with you, to keep all these guys out that we know are rookies, but we also know are going to be starters, which for me, that's a green light right there as a good sign, knowing that you already have depth if you're willing to let all these guys like Chop and Mo rest. So we let the defensive ends, for the most part, not get dictated or get overanalyzed. But from what I saw from McMorris and Neal, and from the safety position when we were worried about, all three phases for me, guys, I think check mark for as far as like concerns. We were concerned about special teams with returns. for me, like I said in the chat, I would put Washington over Braxton every day and twice on Sunday from what I've seen and the little bit that I've seen. That's just from my point of view. Now, as far as Wright, you know, you got to back up with Wright over A-Chain over Raheem. Come on, guys. That's 3 deep. That's 3 deep right there. So kudos to Greer for getting the depth on the running game, because I've said it from day one, once the season ended, this running game is going to be stout. No matter what, once they got Wright, I said to myself, McDaniel's not playing around. He's going to let Greer cook, but he wants his pick. And he got his pick. He didn't get his first round pick like he wanted, but he got Wright. And we know that's McDaniel's pick because that's what he pretty much specializes in. So I'm happy from what I saw as far as those rookies in all 3 phases, just personally for me.
I think the team is going to offer a second round pick for him. Watch.
Well, I want to hear a little bit from Scotty. What you got to say, Scotty?
Well, I was very impressed with the first game overall for it being a preseason game and how many second and third round stringers we played. I think a lot of these players actually made the 53 cut even more difficult. I had locked in players on my way too soon 53 that I am now just really not sure about. Some of these younger guys have just been super impressive. I think developmental wise, we're in a great spot. This was a terrific draft. Obviously, you know, everybody can do better and there's going to be more development and there should be. I'm still kind of holding one position in the 53 spot for somebody who's not currently within the organization. I think O-line wise, we need to still put some focus there. But I really love what I've seen out of the majority of who played the other night. The only real disappointments were the backup QBs. I mean, everybody seems to know that. And I'm kind of going out on a limb here with this one because I was listening to a bunch of the panels over the last couple of days, and I'm not really fully supporting Driscoll. And I'm kind of going out on a ledge here, I think.
I agree.
Center-wise, I mean, the guy looked so lost. I even went back because, I mean, I was listening to some late night, and they're like, this guy was terrific. And, I mean, from Reason to TFTG was saying everything. And I was like, man, I didn't see it live. And then I went back, and I will say, right guard, when he played right guard, he had some good reps. And, I mean, decent reps. He wasn't blowing people away, but he had decent reps. He wasn't getting beat completely. But when he was at center, nearly every play he was completely lost. Just lost. We seem to be forcing a square peg in a round hole there with him again with the center position. But, I mean, I had him as a lock. I don't know if he's an actual lock, to be honest. And everybody was, like, freaking out about the Keon Smith injury. I didn't even have Keon Smith making the 53. This was another big thing. I do listen to Reason a lot. I mean, he thought Smith was going to be an integral part of this 53-man roster. I had the dude as a practice squad guy. I mean, I'm only keeping 4 OTs, and he was not one of them. So I actually, and as bad as it sounds, this injury helps us because Lamb is retiring after this year, and Keon can actually now grow into that swing tackle role as Paul grows into taking over for Armstead starting LT. So that was one where I'm like, nah. And even if like a Tanner Connor goes down, like let's say that injury comes to be more significant, that one too, like I don't have him on the 53. He could be another stash job. So those two injuries, even Murphy, right? Is Murphy another one? Was he truly going to make the 53? He could be another stash job if that injury to his leg is more significant. So I feel we are in good shape. I was kind of like difficult on this 53 cut down, but with some of these injuries, I think we're going to be able to do a stash job and have a really solid 53 top to bottom.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, the 53 is going to be solid. We have so many guys in camp that actually could make the 53 that's the problem. Who's going to get cut? Who's going to make the squad? I've said it from the beginning. We're going to be surprised at a few of the names that get cut.
Oh, absolutely. I think the cuts that I'm making on some of these positions are just incredible. Like there's a chance Needham doesn't make this team. I mean, people have to the DB room. It's stacked. There's a chance Campbell doesn't make this team. The outside linebackers, if it wasn't for the injuries, like Bell wouldn't make this team. There's a chance that Kamara couldn't even make this team if we were all healthy. And I think the biggest battle is defensive tackle. Like, how many what's that rotation going to be? 5 or 6? This is where I'm struggling on the 50. Like, we need to pick up roster spots. Like, are we carrying 2 or 3 QBs? Are we carrying 3 or 4 running backs? We're definitely carrying 6 wide receivers. Are we carrying that 4th tight end? I just can't see it. Are we carrying 9 or 10 O-line? Like, these are like the questions that's going to define the whole roster.
And
I can tell
in
you,
my opinion,
very excited. Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, as far as quarterbacks, I think in order to save room, Skylar Thompson is QB2. Mike White, if they don't just release him and save that $3.5 million, he goes to the practice squad because no one's going to want him really.
He will anyway. You got to release him to get to the practice squad.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll get picked up.
And I have us carrying the 2 right now, 2 and Skylar, because I want that $3.5 million from White. I've been saying that since pre-draft. Yeah. And another one I don't have that everybody that is kind of against the grain is Duke Riley. I don't have Riley making this team.
Yeah.
Now, as much as he's a beloved locker room guy, who is he displacing on this team? Because right now at inside linebacker, I have Long, Brooks, Walker, and Brown. I don't even have Tyndall making this team, guys. So there's
I don't see Tyndall making the team myself right now. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be difficult for a lot of people to realize who actually gets cut. When they see these people getting cut, they're gonna be like, "What? Why?"
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
it's
here.
so funny. If you haven't written down a 53, I can't tell you how many guys get up on panels and like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely making it. Oh yeah, he's definitely making it. Oh yeah, he's definitely making it." And I'm sitting there looking at my 53, and I'm like, he just named 6 guys that I don't have. That's not possible. So it's
Well,
like,
and you
like,
look
we're
at
only going to carry 4 inside linebackers. So 3 are locked. Long, Brooks, and Walker are locked. So either Tyndall or Brown isn't making it, or Riley. There's
and
one
you look
spot
at
for 3 people.
you look at the list of 90 people that we have on the team right now, and you start counting off. To before you know it, you're at 33, and you're not even to half the guys that you want to keep yet.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, who am I going to cut? You're going through, because I've done it in my head and looking. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm already at 33. I only got 20 spots left for all these guys. Like, holy shit.
Yep, and that's why I think so. We currently have 5 on the PUP, and those 5, everybody was really freaking out about, like, oh my god, we had so many going on PUP in TC, but that's the rules of it. If you go on PUP before TC starts, you can go on active PUP, and you can come off it at any point, and it's more of a protection, because if you don't come off it, then all you do is you roll into the IL without having to go through the 53. It was a complete precautionary measure. So we still have 5 guys on it. I only think 2 actually come off. I think Chubb, Wynn, and Good stay on the PUP and roll right into the IL. And I think OBJ and Phillips come off. So those are the 3 I would have put on the 53, which means those would have been 3 more spots of cuts.
Well, and
so like Joe mentioned this before, like, we really use the IL as an extension of the roster beyond the practice squad.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've seen Coach Weaver even stated on Phillips that when he was asked about Phillips, he goes, he's a freak, which the kid is. He's a phenomenal freak. I mean, he's I think 6'6" or 6'7". He's built like a freight train, but he moves like a freaking Jaguar. I mean, come on.
And what I keep trying to figure out is, like, okay, nobody's questioning Cousins right now. Well, Cousins blew out his Achilles only 3 weeks before Phillips. Why is it that Cousins is out on the field and everybody's totally comfortable with Cousins, And it's like, oh,
Yes.
there's going to be a huge quarterback competition between Cousins and Penix. And, will Penix out? And nobody's saying anything about the dude's Achilles.
We actually brung that up on Wednesday night's show. We actually brung that up on Wednesday night's show.
Comments.
Yeah.
It kind of drives me nuts. It's like, how nobody's saying anything about Aaron. Nobody's saying anything about Cousins, but everybody's like, oh, is Phillips going to be the same? Can he, look at the muscle difference on his calf? Well, his muscle's never going to look the same as a calf. That's what the injury does. So it's going to look deformed the rest of his life.
We got less than 5 minutes. We got less than 5 minutes, folks. 5 minutes. Just wanted to let you guys know.
Well, we could go a little longer and just sign off a huddle.
Well, you guys can sign off a huddle. I'm going to go back to work, ladies and gentlemen. I got to sit there and do my solid bar, and I got about some cleaning to do and make sure everything is tight for the crew for Monday. Gentlemen, thanks for joining the panel. Appreciate you guys. Hope to see you guys on Monday. Papa Paul, I will holler at you later. John, I'll holler at you later. Scotty, thanks for coming up. Don't be a stranger. Come back up again. Sharif and Cap, y'all know as always love. Hooked Up Joe, appreciate you. Peace, love, fins up, guys.
Gentlemen.
Later,
winners.
Later, winners.
Have a great day.
Fins up.
So this to me is a very exciting 53 roster. I think this is going to be the first year we don't have any UDFAs make the squad. And I think there's going to be, I'm going to say at least 7 cuts that people go, oh my God, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, the cuts that Greer always does, let's be fair to him. I mean, for me, I've seen it the past 4 years. A lot of the guys that end up getting cut, we built a good rapport with these guys, and a lot of them end up, not signing with guys because maybe they get promises that if something happens, they come back. Because I've seen it numerous times with different guys where we just think, damn, they're leaving, and then they come back for some crazy reason on the cheap. So, I mean, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that, because we are going to get rid of a lot of key guys like we always do, and then we're going to complain about it. But I've just seen that rapport that we've built up. Like Agba didn't have to come back. He came back. How many times we cut Isaiah Ford back in the day and he always comes back? Like, I think we always built a rapport with certain guys that are willing to, take one for the team. And that's a benefit to this franchise. You know what I mean?
What's up, CB83? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure who was speaking. I apologize. This is my first time I came listening.
It's okay.
I do definitely agree with that. And a case in point of it is definitely Agba, because I thought that bridge was burnt. And apparently the issue was a Fangio-Agba issue, not Greer. Now, we definitely burnt the Connor Williams. That bridge is ashes. But, I agree. I believe if that was I agree, yeah, we do seem to build relationships strong enough where we say, okay, if we cut you, we'd like to make you practice squad guy, and pretty much everybody jumps at that. I think we've only lost one who turned down a practice squad invite.
Okay, give me 1 second real quick. Scotty, real quick. I got to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Okay, guys.
We're back.
I just wanted to thank Scotty for coming up. You have a really good voice and great presentation vocally, so I'm really glad that you're up here.
About damn time. About damn time.
Yeah, we've been talking for a year.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try very hard. In the comments, I also I'm definitely a positive guy, and I've been called the homer or whatever the two-and-on stuff is a lot. But I really prefer the analytics of the game, and really, I'm definitely into cap and contracts. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that. My background, I'm a financial guy, and my background was contracts and big budgeting. So I'm kind of like a nerd when it comes to that. And I just kind of enjoy that stuff of it and putting it towards being fandom. And, I tend to lean more towards the positive side, but that's just kind of my personality and the way I live life. So,
Well, then there's nothing wrong with being on this show, because we're not that show where everybody's yelling and screaming and hollering and saying their opinion is totally correct. We've said it many times. We agree to disagree. We agree to agree. We disagree to disagree. You have your way of looking at things and how you see it, and mine might be slightly different, but that doesn't mean we got to fight over it. Just talk about it.
I always say, guys, and by the way, thank you again for your input, because that's what it's all about. It's all different perspectives. But I always say, I was on Curtis's show, Ace Per Head, and he's an older guy. I'm 46, and what it is about is relationships, right? We don't come on here and say the standard is Reason or TD or Dudley. We say we think some of us are at the games. Some of us made it to Davie to the practice facility. Some of us didn't. Some of us have, a relationship with the reporters. Maybe Alpha Ortega, Big O. They're there at the practices. So some of us don't, right? Some of us claim we have inside information. Some of us don't. What I've found, gentlemen, is that when, like the gentleman just said, when you learn the tape, all 22, when you analyze things like I analyzed Paul, I didn't watch anything else. And I want to see how my rookies are doing. I want to see how Tyndall and other players are stepping up and study these kind of things. The game becomes better for you. So it isn't a standard of what TD or Reason says. It's a standard of what you're willing to take yourself to the limit to learn the game.
Well, different fans fan different ways. I don't complain about how somebody fans. You want to go back and watch the game 3 or 4 times and just watch certain positions. I got no problem with that. You want to watch the game one time and just take away what you took away? That's fine. That's the way you fan. It's some people are more analytical than others. Some see things other people don't see. Some are just there to watch the game and have a good time. And I have no problem with that. That's the way you fan.
Yeah, and
I
think
try
John
to avoid the hot takes. Avoid the hot takes,
Yeah.
and wait 24 to 48 hours before you put your opinion out, and you'll see how way different it is.
No, the 48-hour rule is legit. Look, the past 2 seasons, I lived by that. The 48-hour rule is legit, because a lot of, we all have hot heads, but after 48 hours, it's like you guys say, you see clarity more of that. And to John's point, I think the divide, what Scotty's talking about, numbers and contracts, that to a contract scenario has come and passed. And as much as I'm going to miss the different debates on that topic, even though they were heated, like John said, it was going over the line at some point. And I think now that contract has been taken care of, you're going to see the divide lessen and lessen more. You know what I mean? Because as of right now, we really don't have anything to argue about. Let's be honest. Like, we're seeing nothing but good results when it comes to the rookie roster that we're talking about. We're not complaining about Greer right now. I mean, right now, I'll take what I can get as far as the positive tip, because the negative is going to come sooner or later. But there's really nothing to complain about.
No, I agree. Listen, that Tua thing, once it was finally done and everybody discussed it, it just went away.
Yeah, it's especially, because it was in good favor for both sides, the team as well as Tua and the cap space and all that.
Yeah, I'll say that cap really confuses a lot of people. And you try in the comment sections. I try a lot to calm the whole situation down. Even pre off season this year. I mean, how many people were just totally freaking out about how much over the cap we were? And I'm in the comments in December and January going, breathe, guys, breathe. You have to understand.
Yeah, well,
these 3 moves. This is all it takes. It's designed to be a flexible contract in out years, and
yeah,
so
Scotty,
it's like,
yeah,
breathe and
Hey,
calm
Scotty,
down.
sometimes I do that strategically. Sometimes I do that strategically just to get on, and I troll a lot of people because they deserve it. But at the end of the day, like, you can't argue numbers and you can't argue stats. And right now, like, there's nothing really right now to argue about. There's nothing. I mean, everybody's been signed that we wanted signed or we didn't want signed. It's going to happen. I mean, we're showing commitment. There's nobody else to sign right now. All we got to do is win. So I think everybody's on board with that aspect of who we signed.
Yeah, I agree, Cap. You said, there's literally nothing to complain about. And what people have already started doing is they're already complaining about next year's cap. Like, that's how, like, they feel like, I feel like they have to have some type of negative in their life. It's like, come on, that's next year's cap.
We're still nowhere in near as bad a shape as like New Orleans Saints and stuff.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
People have to. We have Tom O'Gara on our panel a lot of times, who really explains the cap very well to everyone and makes everyone understand that's all we got to do. You know, is make this move, make that move, restructure this or whatever, and we're right back in the thick of things. And it was proven this year, really.
And the Bills showed that they went about their cap issues completely different and didn't fare as well, if you ask me.
I agree, Joe. Well, they're in a lot worse place than we are.
I think looking at the game between Chicago and the Bills, Chicago has done something right and the Bills have done something wrong, because they walked up. The Bills have no backup. Let's put it that way from what I've seen.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem with the cap is, and this goes back to something I bring up all the time, is when people start talking about the cap, they're only repeating what they hear the talking heads talking about. They read an article or they listen to somebody, and then they go back and spew the same rhetoric when the person that they're listening to doesn't even know how the cap works.
Exactly. And guess how you learn the cap? Guess how I learned the cap? I learned the cap from John Madden 2012 and 1992. It's so easy, right? And then they make fun of you, right? But if you're a math guy, it won't be difficult. But I guess they failed in math, so they make fun of you. But my thing is, it's easy to be a capologist just off of Madden. And so that it is what it is.
So he runs the exact numbers, Sharif? He does the exact breakdowns and everything?
Listen, we all were trading Joe Montana and Jerry Rice to our team in the 90s. We were doing it. Come on.
No, but I'm saying, does he do it? Does he do like the breakdown? Like, does he know? Because I keep hearing that we're going to be 9 million over. And I'm like, how the hell do people even know next year's breakdown when we haven't even signed or cut guys yet? That's just, for me, I find that really fascinating.
Okay, so what you can do?
I agree with that as well. Like, it's ridiculous. People to even say we're over the cap next year makes my mind melt, because nobody even knows what the damn cap is. We went into this year and we was like, oh my gosh, we're 50 mil over. We're 50 mil over. The cap was set. We were only 30. Like, it just boggles my mind that people are saying, oh, we're over. Right. Yeah, they look at the spot track or over the cap. One of them has the cap set to 5 million over this year, and they're like, "Oh, everybody's over cap." Well, no shit, but it's going to go up another 30 to 40 mil.
So all you have to do,
that just blows me away.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that the cap can be so easily manipulated.
Right.
Oh yeah, especially with Greer and Store's contracts. We know how to manipulate out years in our contracts. The flexibility that they build in is second to none in this league. People need to give. I was not a Greer fan. Don't get me wrong. I was not a Greer fan. There are things he does that I do not support in any way. But that dude, starting with Dawn and then with Brandon, knows how to write contracts. He knows how to write contracts. That's just the truth. And then with Ross, go
ahead, Sharif.
The thing is, right, all you have to do is take away the fact that the TV contracts, which gives the cap every year to every team an additional 15 to 22 million added on to the same cap you have. That's all you have to just add on every year from 2024, 5, and 6. So what you're going to do is just project 25 million every year from now. And when you project that, that means that will be going into your cap. So this is where you get we will be projected to be 37 million over the cap we would have now. And so, or such and so forth. And then on Spotrac, it allows you to go ahead a couple of years with the remaining deals that you have left and what would happen with your new cap. Let's say if you roll over, like how you can roll over your minutes. So if you just keep rolling over into 2027, you can actually see what the Dolphins cap situation will be in Spotrac. So that's how these talking heads are able. It's just like some guys like to study. That's what I said earlier. Some guys love all 22 and they base their life on that, and some fans watch the game and then they go in the parking lot and go home, and that's enough. And so this is, I like it just like you, and this is one of the easy ways you're able to understand.
Yeah, and what's great is you can predict Greer's roster moves by how he handles caps within the season, but how he handles contracts within the season. So last year he didn't touch Agba or X contract, right? No restructure, no push. What happens? They get cut. It's just a very standard practice that Greer has. So if you look at this year, you can tell who can be cut next year. Chubb, Armstead. We didn't touch those contracts. So things like that just kind of put into line the future and focus of our team, where we don't really need to start questioning that stuff. We can be like, okay, we know our GM. This is how it's looking. Hill wasn't restructured. I was like, that's a possibility that he was going to be cut next year. Now he's restructured. He's not going anywhere. So it's like,
let me
you can learn tendencies a lot.
But let me one up you that. Tua's information came out a day or two ago, right? So just add on 3 years of dead money for Tua. Tua's deal is really not 131. It's actually 174. And so if you start going into the dead cap years, this is what they did with Tyreek. Tyreek would have been gone in 2026, but there is still dead money left, remaining until 2029, 2030. Those are three dead years, right? He will never see those.
Sharif, let me just jump in there real quick because people misunderstand that as well.
But I'm going to tell you right now. So what they did
even
was
TD
they just
and Reason aren't talking about the void years correctly. So void years are accelerated back to the cap once the contract's terminated. So Hill has 3 void years on his contract. You do not take dead cap 1, 2, and 3 years after he's gone. All 3 years are accelerated back to the cap once the contract is terminated. So I just want people to understand that.
And that's always
when you go into those tools, and you see Spot Track and you see 3 years of void years under Hill, once that contract terminates, you take all 3 of those years and you roll it up, and then that automatically hits the cap. It's not like in 2030 we're going to see $1 million dead cap from Tyreek Hill. That's not how it works. I just wanted to clarify that.
Right. So in essence, what he's saying is the dead cap that would have been there for Tyreek had we not restructured, they took those dead money in those dead years and they brought them forward in real life. And Ross signed a big check for Tyreek, so it didn't hit the cap. He's getting his same 24 point something a year. I think he's getting 30.1 this year. And so next year he'll see 24 point something, and then the following year he'd see 27 point something or something like that. But Ross wrote a big check of the dead money in 2028, 9, and 30 and gave it to Tyreek a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he gave him a $9 million cash advance. So he was set to make 21 mil cash this year. He's going to make 30 instead. They moved 9 from the last year up, and then they guaranteed this year and next year. That's all they did. It was just a money shuffle.
Real quick, guys. I'd love to keep this going, but I have my mother-in-law's 86th birthday to go to today.
Oh, congratulations.
I mean, this is great talk. I love it all. I love having you guys on. Especially because we don't get all you guys that often. Tomorrow night, we are on 5 to 6 p.m. or later. If we have a good conversation like we are now, we will be able to stay much later tomorrow. Sunday mornings are a little tough sometimes. Unless it's a football game, then we can stay on as late as we want until the football game starts, of course. Other than that, I really hate to say it, but we need to say goodbye. I got, like I said, 86th birthday I got to celebrate. Y'all have a wonderful day, a great rest of the weekend. Peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
Peace, love,
Y'all,
and fins up, all.
we'll talk to
Thanks
you.
up. Thanks a lot.
Good.
Thank you guys.
Yep, thank you.